aggression protracted action. After 1937, Japan stepped up its aggression in China. Japanese army treated Chinese brutally. For 6 weeks, Japanese forces pillaged the Chinese city from Nanjing.
Pillage means go and steal everything they have, including people. Go ahead.
And the assault, more than 250,000 civilians and prisoners
Put your hand down. Why are you doing that?
of war were massacred.
For that. Go ahead.
Italy invaded Ethiopia. Oh, was that one? It was in Germany, okay. In 1935, Mussolini's army invaded the African country of Ethiopia.
Hold it.
Hold it for what?
Italy was the next. Italy invaded who?
You missed a lot of them. There was others too.
Ethiopia.
Yeah, get it together.
Ethiopia. Ethiopia. That's how you spell it.
What year was that?
1935.
What happened between 1931 and 1935?
I told you she was. You missed her. You was outside. You was out the room.
Who did Germany? Never mind.
We'll get back to it. It's okay. It's no big deal. We'll get back to it. Before we leave this room, we'll get back to it. Continue.
The Ethiopians fought bravely. Their cavalry and outdated rivals were no match for Italy's modern tanks and airplanes. Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie appealed to the League of Nations for aid. However, the League responded weakly. Britain and France were weary of war and caught up in their own economic crisis. Without help, Ethiopia fell to the invaders. German aggression. Hitler vowed to create an emperor that united all German-speaking people, including the outside Germany, in defiance of the Treaty of Versailles. Versailles.
Bust it down. Take the first 3 letters. What is it? Take the next 3 letters.
Sales.
And the last?
Leaves.
Pronounce it.
It's actually a long A, not a short A. If you don't know what I'll tell you, just let me know.
I don't know.
Okay, spell it one more time.
Versailles. Huh?
Versailles.
Versailles.
I want you to learn how to bust a word down. Because if I'm not in the classroom with you, your mother, you got to learn how to bust a word that you don't know down.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to foreign words, it's kind of hard because they have different accents and different pronunciations than the English word. An English word, which is most of the words that you're going to be using until you take a different language, is a word that you should be able to break down and say. I'll give you an excuse and I'll give you a pass on the foreign words. But you still have to, being that you haven't taken anything as far as foreign languages are concerned, you don't know how to pronounce those words. But it's called Versailles. Okay? That's the name of the place. All right? Right, continue, go ahead.
He began to rebuild troops into the Rhineland regions of Western Germany in 1936. 2 years later, German armies occupied Austria. As Hitler predicted, the European democracies did nothing to stop him. Still, France and Britain protested when Hitler threatened to invade.
Spell it.
Okay. CZECHOSOVA.
Czechoslovakia.
Huh?
Czechoslovakia. It's okay. Czechoslovakia. You would never been able to pronounce that. It's Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia. In 1938, European leaders met in the German city of Munich to ease the crisis.
Of where?
Munich.
Spell it.
M-U-N-I-C-H.
Munich.
Munich to ease the crisis. The leaders of France and Britain hoped to appease Hitler. Appease is a policy of giving into aggression in order to avoid war. In the Munich Pact, Britain and France agreed to let the German leader occupy the Sudetenland.
The what?
Sudan.
Sudan.
I knew that one.
I know what it is too, but I just want her to pronounce it. Say it again so I can be so I'm clear. That's what she's saying.
What is it?
Sudetenland.
Spell it.
Sudentenland.
S-U-N, spell it again?
Sudetenland.
Let me see that.
It's Sudetenland.
Let me see that. I got it. You know, last one. I don't want to mess with the paper. You want to move it?
That's
I want to mess them up. Where's Cheray? Down at the bottom? There it is. The Sudan. Oh. Sudetenland? Well,
It says Sud. It has the pronunciation right here.
That's what I got it from.
Sudetenland.
That's what I said.
Okay. That is what you said.
A portion of Czechoslovakia populated largely by people who spoke German.
You should show it here.
In return, Hitler promised.
How you just going? That's rude.
But I want her to listen.
But she needs to read it too.
Hitler promised he would seek no further territory. The British minister Neville Chamberlain returned from the Munich meeting announcing that he won peace for our time. But only a few months later, in March 1939, Hitler occupied the remainder of Czechoslovakia. Checkpoint. How did the League of Nations respond to Italian and Japanese aggression?
Now I remember what it said. Do you remember what it said? How did the group when somebody went to the League of Nations, all right, for the Italian aggression on whom?
Ethiopia.
There you go. And what happened when Ethiopia asked them to help? What did they do? Without looking, go ahead and read it, but then give me your own words. Go ahead and read it and give me your own words.
Wait, it says without help, Ethiopia fell to the invaders.
Yeah, but why did they not help them? What did it say about them not helping? Why did it not help them?
It says, Britain and France were weary of war and caught up in their own economic crisis. Without help, Ethiopia fell into the invaders. So they couldn't get help from France or Britain.
But there was a reason why they said they couldn't. What did they say? They responded weakly, right?
Oh wait, their cavalry and outdated rifles were no match for Italy's modern tanks and airplanes.
Yeah, but no. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is they almost told them no. Matter of fact, they did tell them no. But there was a reason why they did. What was the reason why they did?
And invaded African countries and Ethiopia?
Ethiopia went to the Italians to ask them to help them. I mean, the Italians is one that
aggressed
right.
on them.
They went and they asked someone to help them, but they told them no because of what? Because they was involved in their what? They was involved in their own what?